This is the day I've been waiting for. Finally, it's here, and I'm riding the new Honda Transalp 750. Let me show you it. It is such a cool machine. Just look at its gold wheels. Oh, first impressions, it's so comfortable to ride. The seat, you can see it dips down. For me, I'm just less than 5'11", so I am quite tall, but I can completely flat foot both sides of my feet. This is the shape of the tank, so it's really nice to grip with your legs. It's not too wide. It's just comfortable. I've got the screen. I've just took it down the motorway, and it deflects the wind, but it still gives a bit of a naked feel. Like you can feel the wind in your hair. It's exhilarating, but it's not uncomfortable. You know, like it protects you, and it's nice coming from a naked bike background. It's refreshing. You've got the extra mental comfort here. These are the garnish bars, and it just gives you that mental confidence that, you know, it's uneven ground. There's stones and bits around, and they just having them there makes me feel more confident. Another thing that I really liked is these mirrors. So I've got little tiny mirrors on my bike, so to have big mirrors that you can actually see out of is a real confidence booster, particularly when riding on the motorway. When you need to pull out, I just feel like my field of vision is so much bigger, and with the screen protecting me as well, I can turn my head and I don't feel like my head's going to blow off, which is, it's a nice change. I'm just love it. Loving this bike. So critiques and questions I do have. My hands, obviously wearing gloves, my hands did feel a little cold. I guess with some sort of adventure park or one of the touring packs, they will have hand guards and also heated grips. They don't have. They say that once you have heated grips, you never go back. And let me tell you, it is so true. I fitted heated grips to my bike, and I never want to go back now to not having them. Is it an optional extra? I will find out and let you know. So one thing that I am quite impressed with is, I'm just going to turn the bike on now and show you the screen. So the display is really clear, and it's just connected now to my Cardo headset. There we are. There is the navigation. So there's a Honda app that you can download onto your phone. It took a little bit of setting up, but you can sync the bike with your phone, and it reads out the navigational instructions to you via, if you've got a headset, headphones, anything like that, it does read it to you. The only criticism that I have is it doesn't actually show you a map, which I quite like because I like to see the shape of the roads coming up. But it does tell you when you're due to be turning, things like that, which is really nice. I love that you can see what gear you're in. I mean, probably most people have that on their bikes, but I can't really see it on the bike that I usually ride. So it's nice to know what gear you're in. The gear changes are really smooth. Even though it is quite a big bike, it doesn't feel like a big bike once you're moving on it, which is really nice. I was a little apprehensive when, I mean, the ground here is quite uneven. But I was apprehensive at first about stopping on a hill. But it was fine. It was okay. I mean, it's just getting used to it, but it was nowhere near as bad as I mentally thought it could be. But yeah, I'm just here to take it on a bit of an adventure and see, am I pushing myself out of my comfort zone riding this bike? I am not a super confident rider when it comes to, you know, going crazy. I ride smaller CC bikes. This is generally quite a big bike for me to ride, engine size wise, and I feel happy with it. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, especially it helps with having quite a low seat. I understand that people with shorter legs, unlike me, I am very blessed that I know, but other people with shorter legs have found that they can almost flat foot this too, which just helps with the confidence when riding a machine like this. When looking at adventure bikes, I always think about my parents. They love going on adventures too, but my mum doesn't ride, she rides Pillion. So from a Pillioned perspective here, you've got some really nice, sturdy grab bars, which, I mean, you've got, the seat is beautiful, look, you've got plenty of space here. I think the subframe is longer, so it gives that extra room here for your Pillion to sit. It's a nice, comfy seat. And you've got a lot of places to grab. You can have top box and side panniers fitted as an optional extra, so when you go on your adventures you can bring your flask of coffee, your extra layers, whatever you want. Another thing I would have a question about is, I guess it would go here as an extra, is when you're out on your adventures, obviously you might want to charge your phone. Let me get back to you and tell you if you can get a charging port as an extra. It's got a nice big fuel tank. It's comfy to grip your legs around. Let me just show you. Okay. No, I'm still learning how to do camera things, so please bear with me. But it's nice. It's really, it's comfy. You feel secure. It's not intimidating in any way, I don't think. Let's have a look down there. You can see right down the box. The suspension is good. I'm not gonna try and tell you I know more about suspension than I do, but it feels nice. When I was going over the potholes, which obviously there are many potholes here in the UK now, but it was fine. It handled it fine. I didn't feel unstable. I didn't, crack my fillings out going over any potholes or any little ruts and things, which was great. Let me have a little look here now. A really nice thing, I just really think this is so nice, is the rod guard. I mean, check it out. Here with the Transalp logos on there, it just looks so smart. It is an additional extra, but to me it's an absolute no-brainer to get it. Save your rod from any little flicking up stones, anything like that. And it just looks so badass. We've got the gold wheels and the chunky Metzler tyres. Like, look at these babies. It is so nice to have these chunky treads. Especially, I mean, we're very lucky with the weather today. It's dry. But if it wasn't dry, we'd have absolutely no problem on the road or a little bit off the road like this with these tyres. So engine-wise, that's probably back to front. Hang on. Engine-wise, it is a 755cc. It's the same engine as the 750 Hornet, but because this is an adventure bike, it's got a lot more low-end power. So it's got that grunt to get you over the green lanes. If you want to go a little bit off-roady, it has got the capabilities of doing that. But it's also got a bit of the top end, so if you are blasting around the motorway or the fast A roads, it's got everything that you need. It's got everything that I need anyway. It's so nice!
I found some beautiful country roads to test the Transalp on. Some of the roads were twisty, some were muddy. It tackled the varying terrain with ease. I even found a little ford to ride through. Here you can see the road presence of the Transalp. It looks authoritative, like it's supposed to be here, exploring with purpose.
So I've stopped off here in Scorton Village for a quick coffee. Let me show you. The only issue I had was the navigational system, which comes up on the screen with the Honda Road Sync, comes up here. So it connects really well to my headset. I turn it on, it connects automatically, and it plays the audio cues of when to turn. However, the issue I had was my indicator on my bike is here. So I kept clicking here instead of the indicator being here on this bike, and I actually ended the navigational system. And then when I tried to reconnect, I had no service. So I had to bought the onboard system and use trusty old Google Maps. But that's just an observation on my part, because I'm not used to having the navigational system here on the handlebars. But it's really cool, and it connects so easy to my headset. Trying to turn the camera around. Yeah, I literally turn this on, turn the bike on, and it's on and ready to go. So I've just put the bike on the side stand here, and it's got a nice little flat bit on the bottom, and it's sturdy. Like, it feels good, solid, safe. One thing, if you were to ride this on green lanes, I'm sure you can get some sort of different grippy pedals. You've got your pilly pegs here. It's cool. So I've just stopped off for a coffee, and the bike is getting a lot of attention. People are coming over asking, what is it? Is it an Africa Twin? Look how big it is. I've actually got it up here on the centre stand, so it does look big. I've been asked how I find it. Am I comfortable riding such a big bike? One person even asked and thought that I was a man when I pulled up on it. But no, I am a woman. Things to note, so we've got the clutch lever is so light. It's really nice and easy. I'm really enjoying the quick shifter here. Still got to get used to it. I do keep grabbing the clutch, which I don't need to. So to adjust your gear lever here, it's really easy. If you've got bigger feet or smaller feet, super easy to adjust. And then we've got the garnish bars, or perhaps I could call them the accessory bars here. So the lights look really cool when you're pulling in. I had a comment about how nice the bike looks pulling in there with those lights. You could even have something here, like with your tools in. Someone could design something, I don't know. So let's have a look what we've got. Here we've got the key to lift up the seat. Let's have a look underneath. Oh, one more little thing about the seat. It's really grippy. When you're riding, you're not slipping around on the seat. It's nice. It's got a little bit of grip. That's one thing I actually really liked. Let's have a quick look what we've got under the seat. So the key just goes in here. Pop it open, slide it back a little bit, and the seat comes off easy like that. So everything's neat and tidy. You've got your battery, you've got a little toolkit, and you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 connection points for the seat. So it's difficult to lift the seat off if you've got anything under there. If you want to put something whilst you're parked, people can't just steal. The seat just slides back on and pushes forwards like that. Super easy.
With a bit of exploring, I found some gravel tracks to challenge the Transalp's green lane abilities. With the bottom end engine tuning and the 21-inch front wheel, the Transalp glided over any bumps, and it felt agile, and I felt in control. Back on the tarmac, the bike felt smooth and manoeuvring felt effortless. I found that other road users and pedestrians looked at the bike with respect, and I felt gracious, rather than an obnoxious hooligan riding through the small villages. I said it before and I'll say it again, the Transalp has got a great road presence. On the A roads, the Transalp's 755cc parallel twin engine has the power to flow around the traffic. For a mid-range adventure bike, the Transalp is a lot of bike for the money. The one thing missing is the option of cruise control or DCT clutch, but then it starts competing with the Africa Twin. I thoroughly enjoyed riding the Transalp. It's the first time I've ever test ridden a bike, and it's also my first time ever doing a review. I'm very thankful to North West Honda Supercentre in Blackpool for allowing me to have this opportunity. In my opinion, life is all about the adventure, and this bike is here for it. It's here for the adventure, wherever you want to go. Apologies in advance for the audio on the next clip. This is my first ever YouTube video, and I'm still learning how to do all of the things.
I
Hi, it's Positively Megs, and I'm back at the North West Honda Supercentre in Blackpool after riding the new Transalp 750 for a day. And how lucky am I? What an amazing bike. I feel like, I've had such a good day. It feels so lightweight and comfortable. I felt confident with myself and the bike the whole ride, whether it be riding on the motorway, on the A roads, the B roads, on the little dirt tracks. I mean, we even went through a little bit of water and a ford together. We've had such a good day. That's me and the Transalp by we. And I just love it. I mean, without going too technical, I'm just a girl who likes bikes. Adventure style is more of my style than the sports bike going fast, tucked in. I like to be upright. I like to see the sights. I like to smell the fresh cut grass and look at the cows in the field. And this is what this bike is all about. It's going on those little adventures, finding those little paths, and it can tackle whatever type of terrain. I've taken it on today. So we went on a small little road and it handled so nicely. Even though it looks like quite a big bike, it handled the corners really well. It went through the villages without I didn't feel obnoxious or loud or like a hooligan coming through. Like, walkers were nodding at me and looking, and it drew a lot of attention. When I stopped for a coffee, people were coming over asking me, what is this bike? Like, is it an Africa Twin? What is it? It's new, it's so big. How do you find riding that being a woman? And you know what? I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it. I've not found it difficult to manoeuvre. I felt confident, especially with big chunky metal tyres, that I could take it anywhere. If stony or a little bit slippy or muddy, no problem. I stood up on the pegs quite a bit, got used to, trying to get the bike to slip around under me, and it just felt so comfortable. And the handlebars are a nice height, they're not too high. I don't feel like I'm hanging, but yeah, I can stand up very comfortably. I can grip the tank with my legs, and it's a nice shape. The seat is slightly sticky, so it's a little bit grippy, which gives you that confidence again, as well as the accessory bars. So I've got the lights here that just make it look a little bit unusual, a little bit more standy outy when it pulls into the village. I got a comment about them saying that someone thought I was the police, which is, I think it's kind of a compliment. But no, it's nice. It draws attention, and especially with the gold wheels, it's just a beautiful bike. Got the mirrors so I can see properly when I'm pulling out on the motorway. I've got the wind deflecting screen to deflect a little bit of that wind, but not too much. I still can feel the wind pulling through the bit of my hair that sticks out of the helmet. So the quick shifter, the first time I've ever ridden a bike with a quick shifter, I honestly kept forgetting that it had one. I had to make a conscious effort when I was going on the A roads to open up and just not roll off and just lift and get through the gears. And it's so smooth. It's so smooth. But even when I did forget about the quick shifter, the clutch is so light. It's not a bad thing to use your clutch. It's just, you could ride it all day. The seat's comfortable, the riding position's comfortable, the bike overall is very comfortable, and it's fun. It's here for the adventure, as am I, and that's what life's all about. And thoroughly enjoyed it, and I feel very lucky to have had the opportunity from North West Honda Supercentre to ride this incredible new Transalp today. Thank you so much for watching my first ever video review. Sorry once again for the quality of the audio. I'm still learning how to edit videos. And again, a massive thanks to North West Honda Supercentre in Blackpool for the loan of the bike.